Slip inside the eye of your mind. Don't you know you might find a better place to play? Hey, it's Nate with another piano tutorial. Today I'm gonna do Don't Look Back in Anger by Oasis. It's just a great song overall, and the piano accompaniment part is not too tricky to learn. Let's just jump into it. Alright, so let's start out with the intro, and I recommend getting the chords and lyrics chart. I put a link for that down in the description. That'll help you follow along and see where the chords we're playing line up with the words that you sing. So here's the chord progression for the intro. We are in 4/4 time, so each one of these measures gets 4 counts. We're kind of feeling a nice slow, like 1, 2, 3, 4. And for this C major chord, we're going to play at root position down here. So here's middle C. We've got bass C here. We've got C, E, and G. And throughout the song, we're going to be doing single bass notes with the left hand on the roots or the notes that the chord are named after. So we're just going to do a C there, an octave lower with our left hand pinky. And so that is for a full measure of 4 counts. And then we've got an F major chord. So the left hand can take the second finger to play that F bass note. We're gonna actually do an inversion on this F major chord. It's gonna look like that, C, F, and A. So notice that the right hand thumb can just stay on that C, and then the top 2 fingers just kinda hop up. Easiest way to do this would just be to play quarter notes in the right hand, so just playing on every count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it goes around like that a second time before the verse starts. Now, the piano part on the recording is doing this cool back and forth 8th note feel of which is a common pattern in this style of piano accompaniment. To do that, we're gonna need to think in 8th notes. So we're not just thinking 1, 2, 3, 4. We're dividing the beat in half. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And that's like my foot tapping. We've got the downbeats and the upbeats in between. And then we're just gonna break up that right hand part into like a top that has the middle and the top note and a bottom. So top, bottom, and you just kind of pivot back and forth, starting with the top. So top, bottom, and you can think 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and same thing on the F. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Also, I'm using the sustain pedal to make it sound a little smoother, just doing a little lift every time the chord changes. If you need help with the lift timing, I made a sustain pedal video all about that. So that's the intro. Let's look at the verse. Here's the chord progression for the verse. You'll notice some of the chords are the same, but we are gonna do different inversions for this C and the F in the verses. So instead of doing this C down here, we're gonna take it up here. So here's middle C, that's the middle note. We've got a G, a C, and an E. And then our left hand thumb is gonna come up, and this will be the bass note here. So that's the bass C, an octave lower than middle C. So for all of the, just kind of thinking ahead here, for all the left hand bass notes, we've got a C, a G, an A, an E. We can put this all under 5 fingers as long as we just do a little stretch here, because you don't ever need to play a B. So for the G, we can do our 3rd finger, and so on. Well, let's kind of go through it one at a time. So we've got that C. Next, we've got a G. So 3rd finger left hand. Right hand can just kind of collapse down into a root position G major chord. And a bunch of our chords here are gonna just be simple root position, just 2 skips in a row. 1, 3, 5. It's like the A minor, for instance. Just step up. There's our A minor, A, C, E, using my 2nd finger here. Now this E7, of course we're gonna go to an E bass note. And I'm gonna play it like this. So we've got an A flat here, a B, and a D. We can just, normally you might play an E7 like that. We've already got the E down here, so it makes it easier to just use 3 fingers. I'm using my 2nd finger here. It's a little easier than putting your thumb up there. Then we've got an F chord instead of doing the inversion from the intro. Just a simple root position F. Stepping up to that G again. And then the rest of the chords that happen in this measure have already happened. So let's talk more about the timing. Most of these measures are kind of divided in half. They each have 2 chords crammed into them, and each of those chords gets 2 counts. So for the first measure, we've got C, 2, just gonna do simple quarter notes in the right hand. Then G, 2, A minor, 2, E7, 4. Probably best to think 1, 2, 3, 4 for the counting. F, 2, G, 4, C, 2. So this measure is a little bit different. That little slash there, I put that to indicate that you stay on C for a second count. That's the slash count. And then the A minor and G are on just 1 beat each, 3 and 4. So C, 2, 3, 4. Let's go around that whole thing one more time. I can do the singing as well. Slip inside the eye of your mind. Don't you know you might find a better place to play? You said that you... So then it goes around again. Same thing, just different words. The only other thing I want to mention before we go further is I'll probably be adding a little extra rhythm in the left hand. Thinking about those eighth notes again, I might hit on the and after 2 and the and after 4. So in between the right hand quarter note hits, like 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2. That just gives it a little bit more movement and kind of mimics the bass and drums from the recording. I made a video about that playing pattern, so if you need help getting the muscle memory, check out that video. So next up, we've got the pre-chorus. A lot of the same chords, a few new ones. We're gonna start out with an F major chord, just like we were doing before. I probably end up using my pinky here. We don't need to stretch down to an E in this section, so my hand might just fit better like that. So we've got an F to F minor 6. So we're making the F chord minor by dropping the middle note, flatting it down to an A flat. But with F minor 6, we want to hear that D in there. So I'm probably gonna do it like that. You could keep the C in and add the D. I think it sounds just as good like that though. So that's F, A flat, and D, and then up to C. So, and it's a full measure of C there. So it's like F to F minor 6 to C 2, 3, 4. And it does just that 3 times. Then we come to G 2, 3, 4, A flat diminished. It's really gonna be the same chord except for the bottom note just steps up to that A flat. 2, 3, 4, and then we've got A minor, 2, G, 2, F, 2, 3, 4. This is where we're kind of building to the chorus. G, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So in that second measure, I might actually switch to octaves just to start giving it a little bit more energy. I'm gonna be using octaves in the chorus. So that's just kind of building up to that. Also, just giving it a little bit more rhythm there. I might start pulsing on the eighth notes a little bit, or just doing a little bit more to build it. It doesn't have to be exact, but I recommend kind of just feeling into those dynamics as it builds. Here, I'll play that whole pre-chorus. So I start a revolution from my bed, 'cause you said the brains I had went to my head. Step outside, summertime's in bloom. Stand up beside the fireplace, take that look from off your face. You ain't ever gonna burn my heart out. All right, so let's do the chorus. And I got good news, which is the chorus chord progression is literally the same thing as the verse. So here's what we've got for the chorus. So first line, and right away, I'm gonna be doing octaves in my left hand, like I mentioned. If you have trouble stretching octaves, feel free to just keep doing the bass line as you were doing it in the verse. You might even wanna jump down an octave just to get some of that low power. So we've got, so Sally can wait. She knows it's too late as we're walking on we're at the end of this second line I have here. I heard you say, of course, it goes to the C, but in the other choruses, it's just going to go to the C, A minor, G again. But this time, it kind of lands on C, but that C is also the start of another time through the chord progression, which is going to be the first kind of instrumental guitar solo-y section. So it's almost just like the chorus, the end of the chorus and the beginning of the next section gets smushed together. So it's like, don't look back in anger, I heard you say. Now we're in that instrumental section. I'm gonna keep it energetic with the octaves. Just goes around, same progression as the chorus and the verse. And then we just land in the next verse. So it keeps going around that chord progression. I'm gonna strip it back down to just the single bass note so it feels like it takes a little step back for take me to the place where you go when nobody knows. This verse is just like the first verse. We already know how to do it. It's just different lyrics. Then we've got another pre-chorus. Same as the first pre-chorus. Then we have another chorus, but this second chorus is gonna be just the 2 lines of the progression. It doesn't do that weird thing where the C is in the next section. Then we've got a second instrumental section, which is again like a guitar solo break. This time the underlying chord progression is like the pre-chorus chord progression. So that's with the F minor 6 to C. Since I'm playing it without someone doing a guitar solo over it, just to create a little bit more interest. I might go back to that pattern we were doing in the intro with the back and forth. I think I'll just do that here. So you can voice the chords exactly like we were doing, but just do that rhythm. Again, it's optional. So third time. Now we're going to the G. Starting here, I might just start doing some 8th notes. 2 and 3 and 4, and just to kind of build the energy. None of this has to be exact. I'm just trying to recreate some of the energy despite the fact that I don't have a guitar solo happening. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So the very last measure here, we just have 1 hit of G, and then it's no chord for the final 3 counts. That's where there's that epic drum fill. I'll just leave it silent and hear the drum fill in my head. Then we're in the final chorus. It's a big, epic double chorus. Gonna go back to the octaves for So Sally Can Wait. The first half of this double chorus is the same as you play it just like you played the second chorus. And then it goes around again for another chorus, the first half of which is just gonna be that main line again. But then at the very last time through the progression, it does some different stuff. So starting on this middle line here, it's gonna be my soul slides away. So that A minor, it lasts a whole measure, and it just the song kind of pauses there. Well, the momentum of the rhythm stops and just kind of holds an air there. And then from there on out, everything's a little bit mellower. We go to an F, but don't look back in anger. I'm dropping out the octaves here because we don't want it to feel as powerful as we wanted the rest of the chorus. And then, don't look back in anger. So here we've got an F minor 7. We're gonna just, for our right hand, we can just move it up here. The notes are gonna be A flat, C, and E flat. And of course, you can just keep playing that F bass note. I heard you say, and just really mellow with the quarter notes here. I'm gonna do that main progression. When you get to the F, you've got that F minor 6. At least not today. And it just ends on a C. For that final C, because the song is just kind of landing in its final moment, we want it to feel really solid and final. I'm going to do that root position C rather than the inversion, the same one we started on. And then the song is over. All right, cool. Thank you for sticking with me. I'm going to now do a full cover of the song. We talked about all the different sections. Now I will just show you how they all flow together in the complete cover of the song. If you enjoyed this and you are not already subscribed, please do subscribe. Click the bell so you won't miss any future videos that I release, and have a look around my channel. You'll probably find some other songs you're interested in. If you don't, or if there's something that you're just dying to learn, leave a comment. Let me know what you want to hear next. Okay, here's my version of Don't Look Back in Anger.
Slip inside the eye of your mind. Don't you know you might find a better place to play? You said that you've never been, but all the things that you've seen slowly fade away. So I start a revolution from my bed, 'cause you said the brains I had went to my head. Step outside, summertime's in bloom. Stand up beside the fireplace, take that look from off your face. You ain't never gonna burn my heart out. So Sally can wait. She knows it's too late as we're walking on by. Her soul slides away, but don't look back in anger, I heard you say. Take me to the place where you go, where nobody knows if it's night or day. Please don't put your life in the hands of a rock and roll band who'll throw it all away. Gonna start a revolution from my bed, 'cause you said the brains I had went to my head. Step outside, 'cause summertime's in bloom. Stand up beside the fireplace, take that look from off your face, 'cause you ain't ever gonna burn my heart out. So Sally can wait. She knows it's too late as we're walking on by. My soul slides away, but don't look back in anger, I heard you say. So Sally can wait. She knows it's too late as we're walking on by. Her soul slides away, but say.